Thank you, Ms McVeigh. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship, and I would like to start by thanking my honourable friend from Brecon and Radnorshire for bringing this debate today. With the recent Future Soldier Army restructuring announcement from the Defence Secretary last week, this is a fitting time to discuss the benefit of Wales to the UK Armed Forces. Honourable members, as a Welsh MP with an interest in veterans, our armed forces, and I sit on the Defence Select Committee, this is comfortable ground for me. I just want to touch on 2 points. Firstly, the Welsh military footprint, and secondly, the contribution made to the defence sector in Wales more widely. Wales has a proud military history. Indeed, my constituency has a proud military history too. Wrexham is home of the Hightown Barracks, once the home of the Royal Welsh Fusiliers, whose roots date back to 1689. The announcement last week from the Defence Secretary is hugely welcomed. Hightown Barracks will now house a reserve company, the 3rd Battalion, the Royal Welsh. The barracks, once destined to become a housing estate, now has a new lease of life and will regenerate the military stamp in Wrexham. While nationally there will be a scaling down of the army mass, I am pleased that Wales is the only nation not to see a reduction in its capacity or capability. To enforce this, the announcement of a £320 million investment in Wales is most welcome. If there was to be an example of Wales's contribution to the armed forces and the UK government's commitment to the military in Wales, then this is it. I won't reiterate on my honourable friend's comments made about the extensive contribution made by the armed forces to the Welsh Government's COVID recovery plan, nor will I reiterate on the need for the Welsh Government to get on board with a Veterans Commissioner. But the other point I want to mention, because I know someone else wants to come in, is a significant contribution to the defence sector made in Wales in terms of jobs, opportunities, equipment, the supply chain and defence pound. We have a large military footprint in Wales with over 4,000 jobs in the military chain alone. North East Wales is a hub for defence businesses, Keyoptic in St Asaph, Airbus in Broughton, MOD Sealand, home to the Defence Electronics and Component Agency, which sits on the border with Chester, and Raytheon at Harden Airport. Earlier this month, Raytheon was awarded a £110 million contract to upgrade the RAF Shadow surveillance aircraft, creating hundreds of new jobs in the area, including in my constituency of Wrexham. Of all these companies, they have all invested in the Covenant, bringing the gap between the serving and civilian sector shorter, and investing in the workforce not only of the present but the future. With this Conservative government's vote of confidence in Wales, the cancellation of the closure of Brecon Barracks, subjecting future generations of soldiers to the wild delights of the beacons, and the boost to Hightown Barracks in Wrexham, the symbiotic relationship between the military and Wales is clearly defined for the future. Thank you.